Okay, welcome. This is what I'm going to show you today is a new patent pending method for installing your guitar strings on an acoustic guitar. This completely eliminates the pins. Got some stuff to read here for you before I show you everything. When flat top guitars first come out, way back in the early 1800s, they had pins. The method of installing strings on acoustic guitars hadn't changed in over 180 years. The pins just wedge the strings in there, and they really don't allow the strings to engage the bottom plate of the guitar, the bridge plate, the top, or the bridge. All they do is that they just wedge them in there, and since you can't see that, you didn't know how bad it looked because you can't look inside your guitar. But you know, I work on guitars, and I got all kind of busted guitars, and I look on the inside and I see what pins have done. Pins are sometimes hard to get in, sometimes they're hard to get out. You break them, they fall out, it makes your strings slip. There's all kind of problem with pins, and this is like an unknown problem that you don't even know about because all you look down as you see the pins. Okay, there's been different methods of trying to make the acoustic guitar sound better over the years. People have used different types of pin materials, you know, ebony, plastic, ivory, brass, all kind of different stuff. But this this blows all that stuff out of the water. It's not even close. You can put diamond pins in your guitar. It's not going to help the tone because the pins do not engage the top of the guitar properly until now. Okay, now what I'm going to show you here is with the ToneBar, it eliminates the pins. It improves the tone and playability of the guitar because you can get your hands over the bridge without the pins. All the strings line up. Okay, let me show you what I'm talking about here. We'll go with this one first. This is a cheap plywood, Indiana. They make Spencers. They make all kinds of different ones. If you bought 1,000 of them, they put your name on them. But this is a cheap acoustic guitar, but it has a ToneBar inside of it. I hope you can see that. There's no pins. Okay, I'll get more close-ups of this later. But you get more palm muting capabilities. There's no pins. If I close up, sorry, my thing fell off. If I close up this hole I drug in there, now I'm going to use the thinnest pick you can almost get. This is a 46 millimeter pick. With a ToneBar in there, you get lots more sustain. Every note rings out. It makes the top of the guitar vibrate like never before. I discovered this a long time ago. Well, about 3 or 4 years ago, and when I discovered it, I was amazed at what it did. That I started experimenting on it and come up with a way to mount it, and I thought it was such a great idea that I needed to apply for a patent, and I have, and my patent has been filed. My provisional patent has been filed. All this stuff is in the patent. I make ToneBars for acoustic guitars. I make a double ToneBar for a 12 string. I got a video coming up that I put a 12 string Martin, restrung it with a double ToneBar. I got the prints for all that. I can even put a ToneBar in a acoustic bass. It makes an acoustic bass sound amazing, better than it ever did before, because like I said, the strings are not engaging the top. They're just stuck in there randomly, and they're just loosey-goosey. Okay, I'll show you this right here. This is a ToneBar. It's a piece of brass, about the same material as the brass ball ends on the strings. Okay, so I discovered this. I've investigated it. I've tested it. I've verified it. I've researched this on the patent website. I've experimented with the different materials, different widths, different thicknesses, all this kind of stuff. I've worked on this for 4 years and finally got my patent, my provisional patent filed, and I'm bringing this to the public for the first time. Okay, they're going to be sold on. You can get them directly from me on the link below of this video. Just PayPal me. I'll have my PayPal address in there. They're 15 bucks, free shipping. And you don't. I'm not selling strings. I'm selling tone bars. You can use. I've got 1, 2, 3. I got 5 acoustic guitars here. I'm going to show you. All of them have the same tone bar in there for years. You don't have to change a tone bar when you change your strings. Now, you may think, well, this is crazy, but what I'm going to tell you here is fact. Okay. The tone bar, when you get it, one end is bent to a 45-degree angle. That's to facilitate the sliding over of the strings. Now you can start with the E string, slide the E string on, the A, the D, the G. You can do it that way. And then I'll show you how to install this on your guitar. It's a little different method than what you're used to, but it's a better method once you wrap your head around it and then understand what it does. Okay. Once you get all your strings on there, then I just use a little block with a hole in it and just bend up the end to keep them from sliding off. And then I hold the tone bar like this, and I pull it up through the guitar like a ponytail, and then it engages the bottom of the guitar like that. Okay. Now you can put the strings on the tone bar like I said with the big E first, and then all of them in that way. Or you can turn it around and put the little E on first, and the B, and the G, and the D. Doesn't matter. However you want to put them on, as long as they're in order. And on the guitar right, and you pull them up through the sound hole like a ponytail. Okay. Like I said, I've verified this. I've researched it. I've perfected it. I've confirmed it. This is a valid, proven way to install your strings that changes the way the strings will be mounted from this day forward. This is the dawning of a new way of installing strings that will change your playability and the tone of your guitar for the better. Throw those pins away. They're useless. They are useless. I can't believe anybody hadn't come up with this yet. But, I had a little guitar repair shop, and it just came to me one day, and I started working on it, and I'm like, man, that makes a difference. And then I'll show you what my real inspiration was. Okay, now get back here to my notes here. with pins in your guitar, your strings are just helter-skelter. They're just one ball maybe this way and one ball maybe the other way. But with a tone bar, all your ball ends line up the way they was wound on the machine that made the strings. They all line up. They're pulling. When you string this guitar up, that tone bar is engaging the bridge plate all the way across from the inside of the ball end, just forces it onto the bridge plate, which activates the top, which activates the bridge. A lot of pins with pins, it's almost like your strings are trying to rip your bridge right off the top of the guitar. Manufacturers have also come up with the top load bridge, where like on some other guitars they have a ridge here with holes in them, and you slide the strings in that way. I've seen a lot of those break due to the pressure of the ball ends, that they crack and they break, and they're actually trying to rip the bridge off the guitar. Now with a tone bar, with all this downward pressure and this wedging of the bridge plate and the top, the tone bar actually pushes the bridge down on the top, making it vibrate more. When you have a tone bar in your guitar and you strum it, you can feel the extra vibration and the sustain that you're getting. Now I have put tone bars in guitars and it started rattling real bad. It's because it had a brace broken or cracked, and then that revealed that. But before, you wouldn't have known it because the top didn't vibrate. Okay, this works on plywood guitars. Great, you can buy the $100 plywood Yamaha and put a tone bar in there, and it makes a big difference. Now, other than the 5 guitars I'm going to show you, like I said, I had a little guitar shop for a while before the pandemic hit, and I put this in everybody's guitar that I worked on. But I didn't tell them about it. I put it in there just to verify what it does, and then I went, oh yeah, it does work on this guitar, on that guitar, on that guitar. But I took it out and restrung their guitars like they're supposed to and give them back to them. And I'm sorry, but now they're our customers that I've installed this in, and they have proven to me that it's a valid theory. Okay. Like I said, when the pins are in there, they don't engage the top of the guitar. They slip, they move, they're hard to get out. They're hard to you don't even see what's going on because all you do is look at those pretty pins at the bottom. It's when you got a tone bar in your guitar, you can look down, like you can see the holes in there. You can look down your guitar holes and see all the ball ends lined up. They just line up. And then if that's weird to you, if you like your guitar and you're used to playing with pins in it, then just buy some cheap plastic pins, cut them in half, and just stick them in there, and you can cover the holes up. It doesn't affect the tone bar. The tone bar is still going to do what it's supposed to do, which is, excuse me, give the guitar better tone. But the pins aren't going to, enhance that. They're just going to cover up the hole to allow you to play it the way you normally did. But if you don't use the pins and cut them in half, you got much greater palm muting. I mean, it's a game changer in the playability of acoustic guitar without changing the guitar at all. Okay, let's see. The tone bar lines the strings with full contact across the bridge plate, which creates better string vibration, and it, like I said, I call it sonic coupling. It sonically couples the strings through the tone bar to make the bridge plate, the bridge, and the top vibrate, which makes the guitar louder. Every note is kind of clear and defined. I put a double tone bar in a Martin 12 string, and you could hear every octave string. The high octave is on the top, and every high octave string just rang out, and the regular string did too. It was a great definition of a 12 string I've never heard before. But that's the only one I've done because I only have one 12 string. Okay. Okay. Now, I don't see how in the world that they make really, really good guitars now. And Martin makes some really good guitars. Taylor makes some good guitars. But I'm telling you, with a tone bar, however good that guitar is, they're going to sound exponentially better because now the top is being engaged to perform like it was built to. Okay, better. And then your string, like sometimes when you, I've heard people say this, like sometimes they string their guitar and it sounded good. The next time they did it, it didn't sound as good because the ball ends weren't lined up in the underneath the bridge. Now you get repeatable string changes. When you put one set of strings on there to the next set of strings, it's going to sound the same. Excuse me. Now here's the challenge that I tell people. They say, well, if I put a new set of strings on, my guitar's going to sound better because it's got a new set of strings on it. That's true, but what I'm telling you people, you great guitar players out there, and not so great guitar players like myself, that use the same set of strings that's on it. Play your guitar, listen to it, feel the vibration, unloosen them, throw the pins away, put a tone bar in there with the same set of strings. This is patent pending, the tone bar. Put a tone bar in there with the same set of strings, string it back up, and then you tell me what the difference is. And you're going to be telling me what the difference is because there is a difference. This is not an illusion, it's reality. It's sonic coupling. not a sonic illusion. Okay. Sonic coupling, downward pressure on the bridge. I covered that a while ago. The clarity of the notes I talked about. The tone bar finally allows the top of the guitar to vibrate like never before. Okay, now, I call on guitar shops. A lot of people can change their own strings. A lot of people can't. A lot of people take their guitar to a guitar store. Hey, change my strings. I'm calling on guitar shops to stock the tone bar. Excuse me. So when people come in, you have them on hand till you can install them in their guitar. You're going to sell more guitar strings because people want the tone bar in there and they want a new set of strings on a guitar. I'm not selling you strings. I'm selling tone bars, and I sell them to shops. And when you get a tone bar, what you get is you get an instruction sheet that tells you how to install them. You get a sticker for your guitar case, and then you get a tone bar, and they're all serial numbered. This was 197. I don't know what number this is, but you'll get it, and I'll log it in to my tone bar logbook when you buy one, and your name will be in the history list of people, the first one to get it. Now, I'll sell these, you know, like I said, 15 bucks, free shipping, with my PayPal email at the bottom. They'll be on eBay in a day or two, and they'll be the same price, and it'll be free shipping. Okay, but I will accept dealers, and I can ship them in bulk, and you can have them on hand, and you don't, you know, they'll be a little bit cheaper because you're not getting the instruction book, my card, and the sticker that you can put on your guitar case. Those are separate. That's why the package costs so much. Okay. So, all right. Okay, since I discovered this and started putting them in my guitars, it breaks my heart. I mean, it really does. When I see great players on CMT or YouTube, and they're playing these great, you know, $5,000 acoustic guitars, and they got pins in them. They have never realized. I'm gonna call out somebody. I had this hat on here when I met Vince Gill. You've seen the videos. He's got drawers full of vintage Martins, but not one of them will sound the same after they get a tone bar in them. Vince, get one. Trust me, you'll have one in every one of your guitars. Okay, like I said, it breaks my heart, and the tone is much better. And all the guitars that's been made, I don't care how fancy they are, how expensive they are, the real potential of their voice has never been heard because those pins aren't doing nothing. The tone bar eliminates so many problems that you didn't even know existed, because all you see is the pins. Once the tone bar is installed, you'll hear and feel the difference. All the great guitars should have them in it, and all the guitars in the future should have them in it. Yeah, and use the strings that are on your guitar to see the difference. Like I said, I'm not trying to sell you strings. I'm selling you tone bars. Okay, I make them myself. It's a process. It's a proprietary process. The patent tells what it is and how to install it, but the process is proprietary and private, and I came up with that. The strings are enjoyable. Get rid of the pins. The pins are a waste of time. Okay, like I said, I might have a double tone bar for a 12 string that comes in a set, and then a slightly bigger tone bar for acoustic basses that make them vibrate. Like I said, you'll see this soon on eBay, and I'm working on. I got my UPC code, and they'll be on Amazon here shortly. Okay, now let me show you what this does here. I'm going to show you some guitars here real quick. You've seen this. That's how the tone bar goes in there. After it's in, tone bar patent pending. Okay, we'll set that over here. You've seen this guitar. This is the prototype with the tone bar in there, where you can see it cut away. 46mm pick. Plywood top, still vibrate. Okay, let's put that down. Let's try this one. This is a Japanese Epiphone. No pins, not a cutaway. It rings out forever. No pins. Not holding it to nothing. The whole guitar's vibrating. Okay, that's a small body Epiphone made in Japan. Okay, now here's my road dog, my trigger, as Willie would say. This is an Epiphone, the same model as that one. It's been through the drug down the street. It's got a Dan Electro pickup in it. Got electric strings, 11 to 52, I think. ToneBar in there. Beat up. Rings out forever. These plywood guitars don't sound like this without a ToneBar in them. It's got thin electric strings on an acoustic. If you look down there, you'll see all the ball ends lined up. Okay, now that's that one. Now here is an acoustic electric. This is the Epiphone John Lennon signature guitar. Those have plywood tops. This has a solid spruce top. Again, electric strings, 11 to 52, but because it's got an electric pickup on it. It makes the pickup, you have to turn it down a little bit because it vibrates so much, it makes the pickup vibrate more. Okay, last but not least was kind of the inspiration for this. You've never seen one of these. This is a D18 kit with herringbone D28 binding, a D'Angelico headstock, my W in the headstock, D'Angelico tuners on it. It's just a D18 kit. But when I built this thing, I didn't want to put pins in it. I said, why am I spending all this time working on this expensive guitar and I'm just going to put some plastic pins in it? That doesn't make sense to me. So during the completion of this is kind of the evolution of the ToneBar, because it all came together on this guitar. There's nothing that'll okay. You don't know me, you don't have to trust me, I'm just telling you, this thing works. The ToneBar makes guitars sound better than they did before. It eliminates problems you never even knew you had. Okay, now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty and show you how to install one of these. Alright, that's what you've been waiting for. Now, what we're going to do here, this is just an old junky Johnson guitar. With nothing in it, no neck, no nothing, but it's a good example because this is how you do it. Alright, you take your ToneBar, and then it's got a patent pending ToneBar label on it. Okay. Now I take that, there's always a little bit of sticky stuff left on the end of it, and I take that and I stick it on the top of the guitar so the ToneBar just hanging there like that. Now, I'm going to start with the big string first. Okay, so I'm going to take the big string. These have already been on a guitar. It's just for demo because this don't have a headstock or nothing on it. This is how you install the tone bar. Just like always, instead of a pin, you take your string end, your ball end, and stick it through the guitar, and pull it up through the sound hole. See that? And then you slide the tone bar on the end. I'll have to put my glasses on. Okay. See that? You slide that on there. You get your next string. You unwrap it from the package like it comes. And you stick it through the sound hole. And just be careful not to get them, get them misaligned. Pretty simple. Bring your string through. Slide it on the tone bar. This tone bar is engineered to be just slightly smaller than the inside ball of the string, so it slides on, and then when you're aligning the strings, they just slide into place. It's not that difficult. It's just a different method, and it just takes a while to do that. It took me a while to figure out how to do this, but like I said, I perfected this over a couple of years, and I found this is the best way to do it, and really the only way to do it. So you stick your hand in there, pull the string out, slide it on the tone bar. Alright, now you got 3 of them on there. Alright, and sometimes a little sticky thing comes undone, but just stick it back down, it's no big deal. They're not going nowhere. It's not going nowhere. With that sticker on one end and the 90 degree on that one end, that keeps the strings. That's why the 90 degree is there, to keep the strings from sliding off. And that keeps them from pull it through. Slide your tone bar off. Slide your string on the tone bar. Alright, we got 2 lines. See, if it falls down, it don't hurt nothing. You're not at the critical point yet. Alright, unwrap your string. I think these are Diodario's. Doesn't matter what brand you use, they all use the same ball end on the string. Okay, we got 5 of them on there now, 1 more to go. Alright, easy there, boy. Alright, now, last one goes in. Bring up your tone bar. You can always tell. You can only put them on one end. Okay, now, here's the critical point. Once you get them all on there, I just take a little block with a hole in it and just bend it up to 90. Now they can't slide off either way. You got them trapped on there. Now here's the trick that y'all been waiting for. Just kind of line. Okay, I heard the camera click off a while ago, so we probably missed the last part of this. Alright, so After you get all your strings lined up on your tone bar, you can take a pair of pliers or anything and bend this other end up to 90 degrees so you can grab it. Now here's the trick of the tone bar. You got all your strings lined up on there, just kind of space them out a little bit. And then you grab this end, the other end of the string, like a ponytail, and you just pull them up. Pull the tone bar up through, and then what you're going to see is all the strings, ball ends, magically line up with the holes, like they're supposed to. The way whoever invented the holes in the bridge intended it to be. All right, so you get all your strings lined up, and then I usually tune up the middle too, and then it pulls the tone bar on it, and the rest of it just kind of lays down across there. Okay, now once you do that and get it all tuned up, you get this. You get a tone bar across the bridge plate of your guitar, engaging the top and making it vibrate like no other. Now I'm going to come around here and get some close-ups so you can see what I'm talking about, and then we'll continue with the presentation. All right, but stand by. Okay, now see how the tone bar presses up against the top or the bridge plate of the guitar, patent pending. All the strings line up. It doesn't hurt the guitar. The pins hurt the guitar more. You can look right down down the hole and see all the pins lined up. Okay. Then over here on this guitar, let me push that label down. This tone bar has been in this guitar for 3 or 4 years. Hasn't hurt the top at all. It's just a plywood guitar. I cut it open just to show you the method. It's hard to see with that label on there. I'm sorry. Hope you can see that. Let it focus. Get my hand out of the way. There we go. Okay. As you can see, it completely eliminates the pins on a guitar. It engages the top, gives the guitar a cleaner look on the top. So you can look down the holes and see all the pins lined up. I mean, all the ball ends lined up. So there you go. The tone bar. I know this is a very amateurish video, but Okay, now that you know all about the ToneBar, this is a game-changing new method of installing strings on acoustic guitar. It eliminates the pins. This is what you get. You get a package with a ToneBar, an instruction sheet, a sticker, and my card with my personal contact information. And just so you know, here's my patent office filings and all my 35 pages of diagrams and schematics showing all this, and see what the patent office says in about 8 months. So thank you for watching. The link below, you can PayPal me. I'll send you one. They'll be on eBay. Once I get them on eBay, I might take them off. I might take my link off because I just want one source, you know, selling them. So thank you for watching. I know you're gonna have a lot of questions, so you can email me, and I'll see if I can answer all of them. But like I said, this is the method of installing acoustic guitar strings has not changed in over 180 years. I've researched this so much and developed the way of putting them in there that gets the greatest. It's the most efficient way I can find to do it. But all that stuff's in the patent, and I hope you get one, and you will be amazed at what this new method of installing acoustic strings will do to your acoustic guitar. Plywood, solid wood, $50, $50,000. It makes the guitar sound better because the strings have not been engaging the top like they're supposed to. Sonic coupling is the wave of the future. Thank you.